Arts Edition Prime Time is made possible in part by corporations and individuals committed to the arts in Southwest Florida, Scanlon Lexus of Fort Myers, and Germain Lexus of Naples, and by generous viewers like you. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Joel Bano. Welcome to Arts Edition Prime Time. But first, painting with paper, the art of Marjorie Pesic.
With a simple pair of scissors, artist Marjorie Pesic shaped snippets of photographic images into detailed works of art that feed the soul and fool the eye. Visual tricks and twists are layered into each of Pesic's pieces, from an unexpected cat hidden in the face of a dog to a green goddess adding subtle shape and color to a leaf.
I call my work layered imagery because I'm using photographs to create the whole image. But it's not just what's in it. You know, there's kind of a lot of things going on because it's an experience for people, for the viewer. So at first you see kind of this image going, wow, that's a really cool horse piece. Often they think it's a painting until they get closer and they discover there's all these images hidden inside it. And then they become excited, and some people just become like proud that they discovered something. You know, it's so funny. So it's an emotional kind of thing. A lot of people that own my work say every time they look at the piece, they see something different. So that's why I call it layered imagery, because it's not just, there's layers to it. It's not just a pretty picture.
Pesic's unique artwork evolved from a college art project, a portrait of her parents created from colorful clips from magazines. Her parents loved the piece and proudly hung it in their home, where friends saw it and gave the young artist her first commission.
Once I started working in this style, I was a sophomore in college, and I knew I had something. I might have put it on the back burner because I wasn't sure how, do I want to struggle and try to be an artist?
Pesic persisted, and after graduating from the University of St. Thomas in Minnesota with a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree, she continued to refine her work, learning to mix tones and colors with her unusual palette of paper. Unlike collages, which tend to be mixed media abstracts, Pesic's art is realistic, composed and created using fine art techniques in only one medium, paper.
What I'm trying to do with this is trying to make it flow like a painting. Because I was trained as a painter, I think that's why it came out this way originally. I think it's very hard sometimes for people to grasp that this is not a painting, because it is done like a painter would do in the flow. And plus in the end I put a varnish on it, so it probably does look, you have the brush strokes.
Before she begins, Pesic carefully studies photographs of her subject. If she's working on a commission portrait, Pesic also tries to learn as much as possible about the person or pet she'll be portraying.
How does that person feel about that subject? And I'm just trying to suck that out of these people so that I can feel it. That's a challenge to me. How am I going to get this on canvas and have me feel it and the person that commissioned me feel it? If it's a portrait, a personal commission portrait, those images that are inside are often images that they've given to me that are personal photographs of their family or of maybe the animal that I'm doing, and then it becomes like a memory piece.
Precious family photographs are scanned and copied onto archival paper. Pesic also takes her own photographs, and over the last 20 years has amassed an extensive collection of images, all sorted and stored by color, subject, and texture. After her design is drawn onto a prepared canvas, Pesic begins, working on only one color at a time.
If it's a person, I start with the face, because that obviously is the hardest part. I start with the eyes and work out, because the eyes are the most important. It tells about the person, everything is their soul. Before I even do the cutting and everything's laid out, I forget about the whole image at that point. All I'm thinking about are the small areas and the small details. In art school, you're taught to have it, you got to step back all the time, but it works better for me not to concentrate on the whole piece. That's just my method.
Pesek prefers to work in natural light and often uses her porch as an art studio. With the distant hum of traffic in the background, a sound this Naples artist finds soothing, Pesek begins by spreading out clips of colors, looking for just the right shape and tone. Like putting together a 1,000-piece puzzle, Pesek patiently tries piece after piece, searching for the perfect fit.
So I'm studying the photo that might be right here, and I do this little area here, and I cut, and then I study. And it's back and forth, that constant. I was studying that, because I'm looking for that shape that everyone has planes and shapes and tones, and I just go by that. It's texture, color, lights and darks. I mean, a lot of my work is, you know, the contrast between a light and a dark, the shadowing. That's the biggest challenge, actually.
After selecting a piece from her paper palette, Pesek begins fine-tuning the fit.
Drawing out what I need the shape of what I need.
With her only other tool, a foam brush, Pesek applies a light layer of archival glue and then fits each piece into place. Pieces next to unfinished sections, including the background, which Pesek always does last, are left unglued at the edges, so she can later tuck the final pieces into place. Pesek focuses so intently on blending shapes and tones that she's often as surprised as her viewers at the visual tricks she layers into her work.
Well, you don't want to think too much. This is the key. Don't think too much. Because then you're just like, why would I put this horse head on the rear end of, you know, it's just, you know, if you really think it through, you just wouldn't do it, because it just doesn't make sense.
The simple tools of her art, just scissors and a glue brush, belie the difficulty of creating these detailed visual delights. Pesek estimates each piece includes hundreds of carefully clipped images and requires more than 100 hours to create.
Before I start a piece, I'm just like, oh, I'm tired. I mean, I'm tired before I start, because I know the intensity that goes into it, the emotional side of me that goes into it. It's not just the time. Time is time, and it does take a lot of time, but I love it, so but I'm giving to it. You know, I would have given up years ago if I didn't feel this way anymore.
Despite its demands, Pesek's joy in creating her unique layered imagery is obvious, a joy viewers share when they discover the hidden surprises layered into each of her paper paintings. For Arts Edition Primetime, I'm Lynn Howard Fraser.